Hello, Fearless Gamers, and welcome to another podcast here on Fearless Games. I'm Matt the Vet, and today I'm joined by...
The Stark Lord.
James the Wildcard.
And Matt the Clown.
Do you still like chocolate milk?
No, I'm over it.
I'm over it.
You're over it?
I knew it.
I overdid it. I had way too much chocolate milk.
Yeah. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, it's bad for you.
So, how's everybody doing?
I'm alright.
Yeah, not bad.
I mean, like, my leg is still all busted, but I'm okay.
Yes, for those who don't know, he busted his leg.
Well, I busted my calf muscle.
He got into a fight with ninjas.
Yeah, no.
No, that's not what happened. I was going down the stairs to answer the front door because my Chinese food was here, and my calf.
Biz, are you alive?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, because there was an awful sound.
It sounded like your calf muscle tearing again.
No, it was a much worse sound than that. But yeah, so other than that, I'm okay. I got a chocolate frog. I'm gonna eat it.
Those are good.
Yeah, very chocolate. Twitch plays Pokemon. They defeated the champion yesterday.
Praise
and they started, Praise Helix, exactly. And then they started playing Pokemon Crystal today. So it'll be another 16 days maybe before they beat that one.
No, they're going to use democracy mode like all the time.
No, they changed the way it works. Every hour at the beginning of the hour, the game switches to democracy mode until someone votes it back into anarchy. The first democracy mode lasted all of 3 minutes. Yeah, so, like, democracy will come up on a reliable schedule, but can be quickly voted back to anarchy, which I think is a better way of doing it.
I think it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So, there was something that I wanted to say. Oh yes, I remember now. It can be talked about later. How about we talk about this thing we found on the interwebs thanks to the wild card?
Geek Chic.
We're looking at stuff that's far too expensive for us, but it's all really
looking
pretty.
at stuff we can't afford.
Yeah.
So, I just found something really cool on that thing, and it's like, wow, really.
Anyways,
Wow, it's called the Dice Tower.
Dice towers are cool. So
You basically just chuck your dice in the top, and then it rolls it and pops it down in a little tray so they don't conveniently go anywhere.
yeah, there's lots of dice towers out there, but I'm sure that one's expensive.
You know what's ridiculous?
I've never seen a dice tower before.
You know what's
Really?
ridiculous about
You
Geek
eat like
Chic?
grim. Anyways, we're on GeekChicHQ.com, which makes
Yes.
ridiculously expensive furniture with gaming in mind. And
You know what's ridiculous about it, though?
what?
Unbelievably.
That's their furniture that's basically custom, but then they make it bespoke stuff.
What's bespoke?
Bespoke is one step further from. It's basically a full, the best way to put it is like a full custom make.
Yeah, you can just make whatever you want.
Oh my god.
And it says how much does it cost, and on the website, the products can be several $100s to several $100,000 for bespoke stuff.
Yep.
A simple way of estimating is to try to compare your project with a piece from our catalog. Cannot cost less than that.
Yeah.
And I think we've all decided that the Spartan is one of our favorites.
No, I don't like
no,
that.
it was the Sultan that we
The
all
Sultan.
liked.
That's right, the Sultan.
Actually, the Spartan,
they all start with an S.
okay.
The Spartan's okay. It's not
I
that
don't
great.
really like the Spartan's kind of the Sultan is just too flashy for me. I like
Really?
yeah, I really like the
Sultan's
emissary.
great. It's just
I don't have pants.
$13,000.
I don't have pants fancy enough for the Sultan. I just don't.
I will buy pants.
We will buy what we need to look
I will
fancy
force the
while
vet
playing
to
this.
sew me some fancier pants.
Fair enough. Let's see. How much does the Sultan cost base? The base cost for the Sultan is $12,950 US dollars and can reach an average max of $16K.
And it has a deposit of $5,500. Let's start saving now.
It's bad news.
That table costs almost as much as I paid for my car.
Yeah.
Yeah, my car was roughly that price.
My car was like 18 something.
Yeah.
Mine was 15.
The minimalist.
Looking at the emissary after looking at that, the emissary, it's like, hey, That's only 2,750. That's not so bad.
I look at the emissary and it's like, you know what? I would spend that money for a dining room table like that. That's not that crazy. Except, like, you spend that money on a dining room table, normally you also get chairs with it.
Yeah.
You know?
they don't come with chairs.
No, the chairs are extra.
They
They're
don't come with
fancy.
anything.
They're expensive. But
it comes to the place to prop up your game book so no one can see what you're reading.
I will say, though, that though these tables are very nice, they're more for, like, board gaming and role-playing, maybe some card gaming. They don't look great for tabletop gaming.
You could use them for
if you
they're 6 foot.
you're not looking at all the pictures. Look at the emissary or the sultan. They have things that come out to hold your sheets, and then the thing in the middle, like the little like dip in the middle, you use that for minis. And like
oh, I get you.
Yeah, like look at all the photos.
Yeah,
like
the Sultan has a
they're using like D&D minis. They're showing D&D books.
Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah, on the Sultan they have like the deep dish kind of style. Like, I don't know what to call it. And they got like a 3-inch maze in there, like 3D like dungeon. It's pretty ridiculous.
Let's see, like the Sultan has a 2 1/4-inch depth to it, so you could play 40K or Dystopian Wars or something like this.
But like you could also play a role-playing game on it.
Yeah,
I mean they're designed
it's great for all gaming.
Role-playing primarily, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's for anything geeky related. I mean, you could have the ultimate Magic tournament on that table.
Yes, Dark Lord. If there's a geek, there's a way to make this work for you.
Now I want to know what table they use on Tabletop. I don't know if you guys watched that with Will Wheaton. I love that show.
No.
He has a nice gaming table. It's just really just a felt-covered table. But I would like to see what kind of table he uses. Cause
he would use? What he would use if he had one?
Yeah.
Let's assume he has one.
Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton.
I love Will Wheaton.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you can afford Geek Chic stuff, bravo to you.
Do it. If you can afford Geek Chic stuff, go and like buy the Emissary or the Sultan if you're feeling really good, and ship it to Fearless Games, care of Matt Silvestri. Message us for the address.
Yes. We'll do a review of it, and hopefully it won't get lost in the mail heading back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because the mail system.
Yeah, that's
very shoddy sometimes. That
it
US
can be.
Service.
It can be.
Yes. So yeah, I mean that was a nice little. Wow. I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know how many. I wish I could ask them. How many Sultans have you sold? If you have an average total, like how many have you sold?
I mean, you really only need like 3 for an average.
I think we need to email these guys and talk to them about their awesomeness.
You know what we should do?
Maybe get them on the channel.
We need to email these guys, tell them, hey, we are the Fearless Games. We have followers on the YouTube, and we would like to review one of your tables. If you will send us one of your tables, and by that I mean give us a table.
Well, no, we'll promise to send it back. We just can't guarantee because you know how shoddy
No. We're not going to promise to send it back. This is a promotional thing.
We will always use their table for all of our videos.
Exactly.
That's all there is to it.
Exactly.
I don't know if Geek Chic is listening, but if you're listening, send us one of your tables and we promise to record everything on your tables. We would even do
everything.
Even the podcast. We'll have a live picture of the table. Nothing will be happening on it, but it'll be your table.
So you mean to tell me that if we get one of these tables, you guys will hang out with me and play games?
It depends on where we put the table.
Yeah.
My.
No, but know what's crazy? The different sizes, because it goes from Prime, which is basically a total of 6 stations for the Sultan specifically, with 2 GM stations, all the way down to the Coliseum, which has a total of 10 stations.
Oh my God! What are you doing with 10 people at one table? What role-playing madness is this?
That is a true story. I mean, I ran a game with 10 people once.
That was complicated.
Yeah. That was fun, though. It was fun, but never again.
Who did we do that with?
I don't even know.
Wait, who did we do what with?
When James ran the 10-person game, was that at Stony Brook?
That was at Stony Brook.
It had to have been in it. Yeah, I wasn't there.
I was there, and I think I don't know who was there anymore, and it was D&D, and it had some Ravnica type stuff in there, and I don't know. There were a goblin.
I love how there's a specific GM station.
Well, GMs need a lot of stuff. I mean, the GM station has like a thing to hold the core books or your references and the blind built in. I think it's pretty snappy.
It's also, I guess, it also has the hidden dice roller so no one can see what you're rolling.
Yeah.
Which is always nice.
The GM station's the end of the table, like the head of the table, and there's a lot of extra little bits right there. But yeah, if you guys have the money, or if you don't, check this out, because there's some crazy stuff. I remember years ago I saw a pretty sick game table out there, and this looks like someone that went a little bit more professional on this.
Yeah. By a little, you mean a lot.
Let's be honest.
It's got kind of a really classy library look to it. Like drawers look like some from an old card catalog.
Yeah.
And I dig that. I miss card catalogs.
I also like the little command stick. In case you don't want to lean over to get the minis, you can just slide them over.
That is true.
I thought that was for when your players are misbehaving.
That too.
It could be for that too. It's for both.
That's the be good stick.
The be good stick.
It can be both. You get two of them. Yeah. One to be for the be gooding and one for commanding.
Anyways, so now we look at Geek Chic. Is anyone playing any good games this week?
I've been playing Thief.
Good.
How is that?
I was really hype about it when I started playing it, and I was really enjoying it, and I'm starting to lose my interest, and I'm feeling a bit mixed on it now, because it's really good right at the beginning. Like when you're first learning all the mechanics, and when you're first noticing all the little details, it's really good. And I will say for this, a lot of the gameplay mechanics and all the attention to detail is top notch. The problem is, the plot is really just it's not enticing. Like I already don't care. And a lot of the NPCs and a lot of the things going on in the world that aren't you going around stealing shit, are really kind of flat. Like, I was waiting for a guard to walk away on a city street, and I couldn't have been waiting more than 5 minutes, and I heard the same 2 lines of dialogue maybe 4 times from the same 2 NPCs. And that really pulled me out of the experience. So I haven't really been that motivated to keep playing it. Aside from that, if you don't care about that kind of thing, and you don't necessarily want an enticing plot, it is pretty fun. You know, the actual robbery mechanics are pretty cool. And if you're looking for a game that's going to make you think outside the box every now and again, I actually would still recommend it. I'm not going to say it's a bad game. I'm just going to say it could have been better, and it's got the makings for potentially having a really, really, really good sequel.
That's good.
That was a good hope.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, how about you, James? What are you doing?
Well, I bought Ikaruga on Steam because I like to hate myself. And
I saw that on Steam. I'm like, heck yeah! I'm glad I didn't buy it. So is it a good PC port?
What game?
Ikaruga?
Oh, yeah, right. You were telling me about
that. The PC port, you definitely as far as PC ports go, it's Ikaruga. There's no problem. There's no mistaking it. There's no problem with that. Here's the deal. It does some cool stuff. It's a port that you need a gaming controller on to plug into your PC for. So let me put it into perspective. I was able to get consistently on GameCube's Ikaruga, that's what I played on originally, able to consistently get to around, after some practice, of course, like an hour of practice or so, able to get through to level 4, right? At least get to it. I've played this game, and I get to level 2 and I die. Sometimes I don't even make it to the boss at level 1 because it's just such a different animal playing WASD and mouse for Ikaruga. So you definitely don't want to control it.
I think it's because maybe you're bad at games.
That has nothing to do with it. My terribleness at gaming
it's okay.
Is
it's okay.
universal.
I'm bad at games too.
It's universal. But like, even if my poor playing a controller is just an easier way for Ikaruga, because of how it is top down and you look at it and all that jazz. Especially because it's weird because the mouse is what you use to shoot, to change polarities, and to release your charged up shot that you get when you build up a charge. So it's kind of complicated to do that on a mouse. Because normally when I do that on a controller, I'm basically when the game starts, I hold down the fire button and I don't let go. Ever. That's the rule of Ikaruga, in my opinion. Unless you're playing it smartly, in which case you probably would do it differently than I do it. But I actually just picked up, and I played it for a good few hours, just because I decided to bite the bait and check out what was the Storm of Vengeance beta.
Yes. Do tell.
It's alright. I mean, you can be orcs or Dark Angels, and I know everybody's thinking, Wildcard's a Dark Angel fan, so he picked it up, and that definitely didn't hurt the game for me, but I would have picked this up anyway because the price wasn't too bad. But it's pretty interesting. I believe the Stark Lord said it's kind of like Plants vs. Zombies.
Yeah, that's what it looks like when you look at the screenshots. It looks like Plants vs. Zombies.
I've never played Plants vs. Zombies, but let's just say it's kind of similar to that, for lack of having any real data on that. But
it's a lane strategy game.
Yeah, and you have 5 lanes, and you have to control 3 lanes to win. So you have to destroy the enemy's thing in that lane and then move in and take it out. Now it is still officially in the beta stage, so I don't know what changes will be made. I don't know how far this game goes, if it's the full game just in beta or if it's beta up to a certain part. But I've gone pretty deep into it, and you have 3 different modes. You have the campaign. You have multiplayer. In the campaign, you can pick orcs or Dark Angels. I have no intention of playing orcs, to be honest with you, so I'm never gonna. Then in that campaign, you go through the different days. And the whole idea, this is Pesina 4. This is basically taking that book, that
Purge of
Calidus, taking that book, taking the GW thing that they had for that whole little campaign of actually playing it in 40K. Yeah, and it puts it out in this game. So it goes over from basically day 1 of Orc Contact all the way to I'm assuming the end when the Dark Angels main fleet arrives and saves them, basically.
That's cool.
So that's pretty cool, and then eventually it talks you through it. There's no training. The first mission of the campaign is the tutorial, basically. The first couple of missions give you a tutorial on different things. You level up and you get these points to spend on things to really help. One of the ones I found very useful was calling in a Ravenwing Biker, which is pretty cool because you have 2 basically currencies. One is how you build your unit cards to actually play the Space Marine on the lane you want. The other one is how you access basically commands, like special commands you could do. And one of them is calling in a Ravenwing Biker. That's pretty cool. And then you have optional missions, which are optional battles, and it's basically battle where you have your side versus the enemy side with the lanes. And then there's skirmish, where you have a limited number of units, and you have to take out all of the enemy units before they get across to your side. And you can't build anything. And skirmish is difficult. There's one of them that I just can't do because I don't have the patience. I don't really care enough because it's an optional thing. You get 1 skirmish that's required. They talk you through it, and then the rest are optionals. But it's not bad. For its price, it's got decent. I would say it's a decent price for content. And they do a good job with the voice acting in there a bit, and telling a story. The whole idea is telling a story we all know about. But if you don't want to read the book and you don't really have the ability to play the campaign in 40K, but you want to know what happens to that planet, this is going to tell you. So, all in all, not bad. I saw a bunch of flaming on the internet about it when it came out because, of course, people like to go and whine about something before looking at it in depth.
Yeah, it's basically whining about.
Well, the people on Bella Lost Souls, which is how I found out about it, it was an immediately hate this thing thread. Well, not really too much hate. Really, someone's just why would I do this instead of just go do something fun? But there was a lot of, like, not happiness about the game, because, like, it's Plants vs. Zombies with orcs. And I'm thinking, whatever. And it kind of is.
It's a silly game, it's not, if it's what the company can do, it's what the company can do.
Sometimes you want a fun little silly time waster.
And I think it's really, I think, it's $10. It's
okay.
$10, and I've already played 3 hours of it, and I haven't beat it yet. So, and that's not getting
a lot
at all.
It sounds.
Yeah. Of course, the only thing I would want, and this is just me being me, is more race options, because,
The only thing is there was only 2 races on that battle.
Yeah, I know, which is why I'm like, oh, that's not going to happen. But I'd like to see, I like seeing all of 40K at least partially represented. That's
the thing of this is telling a particular story in which they can't do that. The thing about this that's interesting is it has basically it has the campaign. It has, I believe, like a quick battle where it's just like a skirmish thing. I don't know if it's actually there. But they're talking about it at the very least, or working on making it happen. And there's a multiplayer aspect. So really, for $10, you're getting a lot of stuff when you think about it. And I'm looking up about the game just so people know. I think this is counting all optional missions you could do, which are just missions that don't really have any stories. They would just kill something. It's over 50 missions per faction. So that's orcs and space marines. That's over 100 missions you're playing in a $10 game.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
that's nothing to shake a stick at.
So it does a pretty good job.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
And, but yeah, I think it in the way they kind of tell you about it, the way they kind of train you in the tutorials of the campaigns for you, I clicked campaign start, and I went, I have no idea how to play this game. And within the first 2 missions, I was like, I know how to play this game. So, it wasn't bad. I think it's definitely, I would say, worth checking out. I don't think anybody would go, I wasted $10. Because just the amount of stuff you have, like, the quantity of the content. Now, like I said, it is a beta, so I'm hoping they fix one particular thing in mind. There's like a map where you click on the different missions, but the map kind of spans the entire screen. Although there's only one particular, you can't scroll the map to where you can see it clearly. And sometimes, like, the mission thing to click on it to select that mission is right underneath another button. You have to be very careful how you click it. I'm hoping when the full thing comes out that's a scrollable map. Other than that, I can't really complain about it.
Fair enough. Sounds good.
So, $10, pick it up. I haven't played it yet because I haven't had the time, because I haven't had the PS3 yet. But I picked up Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3 because, in my opinion, that's the only way Dynasty Warriors makes sense is when you have giant robots fighting other giant robots.
Everything makes more sense with giant robots. I think we can all agree to that.
And I have 1 and 2, and in the 4th Dynasty, how I found out about the 3rd one is I found something online for somebody playing, obviously people in Japan playing the 4th Dynasty Warriors game. And I went, what? There's a 4th one? What happened to 3? And I found out 3 existed, so I picked it up. I know it definitely has Gundam 00 in there. I don't know if Gundam Age is in there or not. Not that I really care, but I know definitely 00 stuff is in there.
That's good, because the 00 stuff was pretty solid.
Yeah, it was. So that's what I've been up to on my end. Not much, I guess. But that's that. Been watching, like I said, a lot of shows. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what about you?
Well, I think we're up to biz. What you got?
Oh, me? Lately, I've been watching Outlaw Star, getting ready for Anime Boston. Because of that, I haven't really been doing much in the world of gaming. The only thing recently is I've been part of a Warhammer 40K campaign.
Ooh, go on.
Nothing really fancy, just a bunch of people doing a campaign that's kind of got a pseudo-story to it. And we are given opponents to play. We earn points in it, and we earn to get cool stuff, and guys earn abilities as the game goes on. So let's just say, for example, Like, in a recent game, my Raven Wing Bike Squadron was the only dudes left, because I'm horrible at the game. Just for those who are listening, to prove how terrible I am, I lost to the Tyrannid Codex. And everyone keeps saying how the Tyrannid Codex is the worst codex out there. But my Raven Wing dude survived. So at the end of the game, I had a chart that I could look at. And on that chart, I got to pick one of the charts, melee, range, and I forget the other two. And so I picked one of the charts, I rolled a d6, and now that Raven Wing squad has Tank Hunter. If they survive another game, I can roll again on that chart and give them another ability. If they ever die, I then roll a d3 and I lose that many abilities from that unit. Like I did have on a tactical squad with a plasma cannon and plasma gun, preferred enemy, and relentless. And they died, and I rolled 3 on the d3, so I lost all two of my abilities on them. But if I work at it, I could get them back.
Cool.
And the only other thing I've done is I played a game of X-Wing recently.
Nice.
Which had some humorous moments in it. Primarily there was a TIE fighter that I had that got crippled. He got stunned pilot, he was critically damaged. And he kept barrel rolling in the game because the barrel roll was saving his life, and we were joking that he kept having muscle spasms and he just kept hitting the yoke too hard and spinning the TIE fighter. And despite this, no one could hit him at all.
Well, because he did a barrel roll.
Yeah, he kept barrel rolling, and everyone kept missing their shots on him, and he kept dodging everything, and he kept blowing people up.
Well, that is a fancy trick if I learned anything from Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
Spinning's always a good idea, right? I'm just going to quote bad lines from Episode 1 now.
And then he went, and then Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker fired at Darth Vader. Darth Vader had 5 dice to not get hit, and he rolled blanks on all 5 dice.
Clearly, he didn't see the Millennium Falcon flying out of the sun.
Pretty much.
It happens.
And then I played a game of War Machine, which just shows that I've got to get back into the groove of things, because I forgot how half my army works. And I'm a little sad because all my cards disappeared, and I don't know where they went.
That stinks.
Yes.
But yeah, it happens. So
the only bad side to it is I have the War Room app, so that's not too bad, which got a new update, and I'm liking what they did with it now, because they kind of simplified everything, so they basically, like, when you pick a Warcaster now, you then hit this little attach button, and it shows all the jacks that can be attached to your Warcaster, and as you attach them, it highlights the ones in red that are too expensive for the army point cost that you're fielding. It'll highlight units in red when you hit the force limit of them for your army, and it actually accounts now for different tier abilities. So if a dude's supposed to, if you have 2 of these guys, you increase their force organization allowance by 2. It'll actually increase their allowance by 2 on the app itself. And it's a lot easier to navigate around.
Nice. That's good.
But the only downside to the War Room is you can't... It's easier to just sit in your room and just look at the cards to figure out stuff that the characters can do, rather than reading the tablet, because every device that I have it on, if the screen times out, it kicks you out of the app.
Oh, that's annoying.
And it takes, like on my phone, it takes about 10-15 seconds for the app to load, so the phone always times out and always kicks me out of the app before it loads it.
Might be a way to fix that in options, maybe, or
there's I have to change the phone to I either have to sit there tapping the screen or change the phone's timeout.
Yeah,
time.
I mean, maybe that should be something to mention to the company, in an email. Hey, this is a great app, but you should fix this.
No, that's the thing. I don't think they can fix the load time, but I don't know.
No, it's not the load time. It's the auto sign out. That's the issue. If it wouldn't auto sign you out, you wouldn't have a problem. Then your phone could turn off, save its battery life, and you can turn it back on when you need it. Right there.
That's
pretty
true.
solid. Aside from that, I guess that's a minor issue.
Yeah. Oh, Stephen Blum's in New Zealand.
It's only a minor issue because it's not a GW product.
It's true.
Yeah.
Exactly. If it was GW, people would be burning down burning down houses for it.
Yes, and claiming that GW are the devils and we should boycott everything they do from now on.
And then
find the latest code errors.
Well, we should. We should boycott everything they do from now on. I mean, they are the devils, right?
And then, but they are coming out with a new product. We're all going to buy it, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
I plead a fifth.
Anyway, so sounds like you did the most gaming out of us, Vet, which is good.
But mostly I've been sewing costumes trying to sew costumes and finding every excuse under the sun not to.
Like gaming. Gaming is the best way to procrastinate.
Yeah, I've been making a librarian on a bike. You guys seen them?
Yep.
But now I'm at the girlfriend's place, and so she hits me, so I get back into the groove.
Good.
So she sits there with a giant frying pan and hits me upside the head.
Of course. Frying pan is the way to go. I mean, it's classic.
It's just got a nice surface area for hitting people with. It's just, it's solid. Really.
And so, what about you, Starklord? What have you done to contribute to the gaming community as a whole?
I pretty much finished playing Castle Doombad on my iPad.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of time to do much right now, so I played an iOS game for a lot. There's that. I started putting together some stuff for War Machine since you gave it to me yesterday.
Sorry?
I started putting together stuff for War Machine since you gave it to me yesterday.
Oh, yes, your Convergence of Cyrus.
Yeah. All I gotta say is that Defender lady, the Soul Protector, that is a big model. I didn't think she'd be so tall. She's
supposed to protect people.
Like, I'm looking at the scale, I'm like, with its knees bent, this thing's like 8 feet tall, like, on scale. Like, if it was standing up straight, it'd be taller than my Tau Crisis suits.
Well, it's supposed to protect people. It needs to be big enough to take the hit for jacks as well as people.
Yep. What else?
That's why it's got the huge shoulder pads of Doom, thigh pads of Doom.
Oh, those are pretty solid thigh pads of Doom. So there's that. I put together some of those. I've stared at my models for a couple hours saying I should paint you and then realized I had to do work. So there's that. I spent more money on Kickstarters. That was actually last week, but I didn't mention it. I filled out my stuff for more Kickstarters. So the AVP Kickstarter, which ended a while ago, for the Alien vs. Predator miniature game, I filled out my order sheet for that last week. So, come, June, I'll get a bunch of aliens and predators and colonial marines, and that'll be cool. And then, there's a game on Kickstarter you should all look at. Oh, what's going on over there? There's a game on Kickstarter, Guild Ball.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me about that.
Guild Ball, first off, the Kickstarter reached its goal in under 24 hours, which was pretty awesome. First off, they're already into stretch goals, and it's like day, 6 at most. It's another tabletop, kind of fantasy football game. By football, I mean soccer. But it's a cool low-level fantasy. They got a nice, design to it. The rules look pretty solid, like they're more modern, and I like that it's the first, sport-type game I've seen that doesn't have, like, a board game aspect to it. Like, it's more of, like, a war game, just a war game where people are kicking a ball and maybe also stabbing each other.
Give me a link.
No. I refuse to give you a link.
Now.
Just
now.
Oh my god. Just Google Kickstarter Guild Ball. That's what I do. Oh my god, I hate you.
I
hate you so much. I have to sit up. I'm leaning back in my R2-D2 chair. I can't use my keyboard.
Right now. You give me a link right now.
One second.
Do it.
The people running the Kickstarter seem really into it, and they're really on top of things. Can you stop breathing on the mic?
No.
It's creeping me out.
That's what I'm doing it to make you go faster.
Oh my god, I hate you. But yeah, their goal was only £30,000, and they're at 56 right now with 20 days left or 19 days left. What are you doing?
He said it was £30,000, and I'm warning Biz, he might have to bleep this one, but the first thing that came to mind, their goal was £30,000. In my head, I immediately went, that's a huge bitch!
You bad person. But it's okay. So the game's about different guilds basically playing this game that's now gone professional in this world. So you got the 4 guilds they initially introduced all look pretty cool, and they just introduced a 5th one. So you got fishermen, morticians, butchers, and masons. That's before they initially showed.
Oh god, you mean like you don't? I thought you meant like adventurers guilds. No, these are like profession guilds.
Yeah, they're profession guilds, and the theming is great.
Just butchers, fishermen. Oh man, the fishermen look cool.
I'm getting the fishermen no matter what. And then they just introduced
the brewers.
Yes, that's the fifth one, the brewers. And they look like brewers, and each team has a mascot, and it looks like a fun game. It looks like a fun, sporty miniature warfare game.
Interesting.
The fisherman mascot is an otter.
His name is Salt.
Oh,
it's adorable.
Wait, what's
I love otters, by the way.
The morticians, they have like a crow. Okay.
Yeah.
Why the brewers cat? That doesn't make any sense.
Cats make around breweries?
They should have a pig.
But no, pig doesn't make sense by a brewery. Think about it. They got all these hops and barley and, like, wheat-type products. They gotta have a cat to kill the mice.
Yeah, but a pig can, like, drink beer and live.
So kind
of but they don't want the pig drinking the beer. They need that beer. Look, the Masons have a mascot. Doesn't make sense.
The Brewers mascot should have been
I don't think the Masons
can drink beer and live, and can carry kegs.
At least the Butchers have a dog.
The only complaint I've seen so far from people is, like, they're looking at the rules that they've shown, and of the 2 out of the 3 female characters have special rules of beautiful and that affecting gameplay, and some people are like, why is that a thing, and why don't any guys have that? So they're like...
Guys aren't beautiful.
Because guys don't have things jiggling about, like...
man prettiness has never helped anybody.
That's not true. Look at Zarbon.
That didn't help him.
Yes.
He died.
That's when he was ugly.
And Bulma did jack to save.
By the way, the brewer's cat is called Scum. That is an appropriate name for a cat. Scum. And the butcher's dog is named Princess. They're listed way down, like towards the bottom.
Yep, at the very bottom. And then there's the monkey. It's Marbles.
My only complaint that I've had with this is that since they're so on top of telling you everything that's going on, I'm getting like 4 updates a day. Like, they're on update number 26, and this thing's only been on for 10 days.
Oh, man.
So, okay, so what? That's 2-point-something updates a day? It's crazy. It's like my email's constantly going off. And that's like the worst, that's like a dumb complaint to have about something like this. Like, they're really on top of things.
Oh, man, one of the stretch goals is an alchemist guild.
Ooh, is it now?
Yeah, it just got revealed.
Yeah, I also like that some of the goals that I like are there's additional characters that can go for like 2 different factions, like characters you can buy for like additions, which are kind of cool.
Yeah, like.
But it looks like a pretty cool game. The artwork looks pretty sick. It's by 2 guys that worked on a bunch of video games. The models look pretty good so far. The rules look pretty solid. It just looks like it's going to be a good game, and people should look at it.
I may back this.
I am. I just have to figure out what my second faction's going to be, because I backed for 2 factions, so that I can get one of you guys to play with me. And I'm already getting the fishermen, because I like harpoons. And
harpoons?
The answer is brewers.
Brewers? You want us to go with brewers? Okay.
Is there any other choice? I mean, well, wait and see what else comes out, because the Alchemist might be super hype.
Well, I might do the Morticians just because I know I'll guarantee my cousin playing.
Yeah, true.
I thought the Mortician crew looked pretty cool.
Yeah, my cousin is a Mortician, so...
Is he?
Yes.
Or he might find it insulting.
No, I know him. He loves
necromancy. He's gonna be he's gonna be like, yeah!
He is. I already told him, like, dude, there's this game, it's got guilds, there's Morticians. He's like, I'm playing.
I like your cousin a lot, and he needs to hang out with us more.
It's true. He needs to, find work as a mortician before he hangs out with us more, because he's as broke as none of us combined.
I will spot him for a meal. Like,
fair enough. But yeah, no, this is a cool game. People should play it, or should look at it. That's all I know.
Very cool.
So I've done no gaming. I've just wasted my money on more miniatures. I have no time.
Instead of Fearless Games.
Yeah. I've been editing our game stuff, but very slowly.
That's good. We did actually get a quick question on the last podcast number 54.
Man, what's the question?
Got a question?
Yep. It's a very simple question. It is from SpiderGrip187. Hey, are you guys going to post more BFG stuff? I love to see some.
No.
And What?
No.
The issue with the BFG stuff, right, is it's a yes, but takes a lot of time.
It is a yes. I'm just waiting right now on people to get me the lines to records.
Yeah.
The issue is right now with the, lack of a better word, the ability to put them out more often is the one, GW has stopped production on the models, so we have to really think of what we're going to do in the story so we don't end up going like, oh, we're going to throw in Blood Angels. Oh, we don't have any spaceships to paint up as Blood Angels.
Yeah.
It's like, that's one of the issues there. The other issue is the time, the special effects, and getting all the voice actors to get all their stuff, like the wild card, he had no power for a while, so that kind of stopped him from doing recordings.
That'll do it.
So they're coming. It's just that it's a very slow process. Yeah. I'm working on painting models for that particular series, the Doran'Por series going on. So it's happening. It's hopefully once we get a little thing settled down. If the rumor that GW is bringing BFG back is true, then we can start getting a little bit of a handle on it and produce them a lot quicker.
Yeah, my issue is, to be honest, I've been burnt out on BFG since our 3,000 point game.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't really been able to seriously play the game since then. And that was like 2 years ago.
That's like, that's like that one time we played HeroClix. And what we did was we figured out which of us had the most, which was had the least maximum points, and that was the number. That was the number of points we went with. Didn't that game take like 10 hours?
Something like that.
The game was awful. Because the funniest thing about it is that I don't remember who it was, but the one of us who had the lowest maximum points, he just had to use everything.
Yeah.
Like, he just fielded literally all of his clicks.
No synergy, just everything.
Yep.
It's just like, oh goodness, what have we done?
On a side note, we do want to also, I know people want the BFG stuff, we do want to do more stuff with doing that level of gameplay and storylining for other games. Mm-hmm. But I think we're not going to get the filming on a lot of that till like June.
Mostly because Dark Lord is busy until the summer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
the Dark Lord has no life. He works. I worked Friday. I was awake for 22 hours, and I worked all but 5 of those hours.
Stop crying.
Well, dang.
Oh God, it was great.
Stop crying.
I'm not crying.
You are
still crying.
You're weeping.
I do 12-hour days minimum now. It's ridiculous. And I'm at work all weekend.
And also on that, I do plan on doing other videos with BFG, like, some tactics and stuff like that. It's just right now is whenever a con is coming up that I'm going to, that the con tends to take up a lot of my time.
Yeah.
So they're coming. I promise you, they're coming. I just can't give like an actual date or like time period as to when they're showing up, but to just keep checking on the channel, and eventually they will see more BFG.
You will, and the thing with BFG, though, as a war game in comparison to other war games, is that unless the rumors were true, like they were saying, it's a stagnant game.
It's a fan-based community right now, and Battlefield
stagnant.
Gothic Revision has been stuck in revision for quite some time.
Even if that were to change, there's nothing that can happen to BFG unless the company reproduces stuff for it, just for the sheer fact that when you look at war games, they have editions and things come out. That's done. There's only so much that can happen, so we're going to obviously give everything we can give for anything here at Freelance Games, but the more we put out, the less we can put out for this, and the longer it's going to take, just because we got to make sure it's in a way that you'll enjoy. We can just go check out this ship. It's a ship.
There's only so many times we could play with the exact same fleets doing the same storyline, because we have a limited number of ships, because they don't make them anymore.
We want to keep it interesting,
Yep. And and that on that front with that is because of that, speaking of like the story arc, after the next video that comes out, I only have one more video idea, and then I'm like, what's the story gonna go from here? So it's been a little tricky trying to figure out where to put the story so it remains interesting. And like I said, with the limited resources, it's very tough because we have to really make sure that what we want to do, we are capable of doing.
Obviously, the probably what's going to happen is eventually the story will go down to ground forces and we'll just go into 40K.
So even still, I had plans for 40K to be integrated into it, so we can do both.
I know.
But that stuff's coming. It'll be good. I mean, I'm just gonna be basically helping as I can in my limited capacity for being nowhere near where the games will be taking place. But with that front, if it does go to a ground force, I can supply some stuff for that. And where I'm working on Tau myself. Well, the same battlesuit that I've been working on the same battlesuit that I announced like a month ago that I was touching. I don't have much time.
That just sounded wrong.
I don't have. Yeah, well, I touch it all over because I have all the pieces cut out. But I have a limited time to work on them.
Yeah.
And so it's taking entirely too long to get just one model done. It's really bad. But yeah. If we go with ground forces, at least, if I'm around, I can do that because I have things to contribute to that. So yeah, excellent question, by the way, and feel free to ask questions. Like the whole point of the comment section and in the entirety of the Fearless Games channel is discussion and questions. So if you want to touch on something we say, or you have a question about something we say, or just a question in general, you jot that down and you put it on there. And we're going to go, hey, despite YouTube constantly changing its format, we're going to see those comments.
Exactly.
Honestly, I don't fear change. I don't hate change. But I just figured out how to access comments in the old YouTube layout. And now I'm like, great. I don't even know how to do it anymore. I got to relearn everything.
Yeah. On another side note, if people have recommendations for what they want to see, I mean, obviously, Spider Grip wants to see more of BFG, so we'll work on that, but someone's like, you should do an Infinity campaign, or you should do a Malifaux campaign, which will never happen because none of us play it.
The only reason you said Infinity.
Because you want to play Infinity.
You want to play it.
It's true. But, if people want to see something else, they just say it, and we'll figure it out eventually.
Yep. It's very difficult, especially just for the fact of how often we can see each other for this stuff.
And then the monetary resources of having
real person jobs.
Yep.
Yeah.
You keep in mind that the Fearless Games operation is a max of 5 people. There is no crew after us to do things. It's everything us. So you have to. We want to more than what you guys want from us. We want to provide it. We want to provide it even more than people would want it. Like we have the want that we have is ridiculously high.
If we could do this full
all
time,
of us
would.
All of us have to do the whole real job thing until we can broaden our horizons a bit, and it's just us. We're giving it all we've got.
Yeah, and for some of us, some of the people that we do hang out with more frequently, like most of the people I hang out with more frequently, don't like tabletop gaming.
That's true.
Elena does not enjoy it. She enjoys X-Wing.
No, I'm just kidding.
X-Wing she finds okay, but it's very tough to. It has to be a really good day for her to be interested in playing a game.
And that's fine.
It's nothing wrong with that. It's just because of these scenarios, it makes it tougher for us to produce content like those battle games.
So you heard it here. 20% of the people that provide content for this channel don't like war games.
And it's just it would be fantastic if we had a magical crew that could do that, but we don't. So it's just.
Or if we just had more money.
Oh, the other thing is also for me is my idiocy. I keep going to the gaming store on Wednesdays, and after I leave the game, I go, why didn't I bring my camera with me? It's always after the fact I remember that I have a camera and people there don't mind having the games recorded.
Yes. Are you still gaming at Grimm?
Yes, I do.
Yes, so obviously, even though we have no affiliation with them, everyone here should go check out Brothers Grimm Gaming in Center Reach or whatever, New York. Selden? Is it Selden?
Well, it's on like Center Reach, Selden borderline.
I think the address is in Selden.
And tell them Fearless Games sent you.
They won't care or know who we are.
Maybe they'll pass us a couple of bucks.
No, they won't. They'll never do that.
Because we broke.
We are broke.
Need money. Send us dollars.
But
dollars.
There's I don't know if the Fearless Gamers know yet, but obviously I'm in Pennsylvania now. I will be in the end of the month of March in North Carolina. I don't know the demographics of who's where as far as Fearless Gamers go to watch, but when I go to North Carolina, I'm going to try and find a gaming store that actually has stuff. Like the one I found here in Pennsylvania, I think closed down. I don't know, but it's really it really didn't have anything much. I have done a little bit of research already to try and find something near enough to where I'm going to be, and I think I found a store, and the name is fantastic. It's Comics and Games, but it's Parker, Banner, Kent, and Wayne Comics and Games. And I'm like,
that's pretty good.
Last names of people, but it looks like they have a pretty decent selection of, for example, in terms of wargaming, the big one being Games Workshop product. They got Games Workshop product there, and it's also a comic store. And they do board games and dice and all that. They sell dice and they sell obviously comics and whatnot. I will be checking that out. If any Fearless Gamers go to there, let me know. Let me, and by me I mean let the Fearless Games know. You know, what's your take on it? I'll give my thoughts on it once I check it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometime in April. So you heard it here first. Way in advance. I'm gonna check out a gaming store
at some point in the near future.
If you listen carefully, you can find out what day he'll be there and get his autograph.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone needs our autograph.
You don't know that.
An autograph.
People want them.
Exactly. Nobody needs them, but people desire them.
That's true.
They want us to write our names on pieces of paper. You know, they're gonna try and resell them on YouTube for a net loss.
Yeah.
Well,
how are you selling things on YouTube exactly?
Well, for Wildcard,
listen, I meant to say eBay, but just go with it.
Okay.
For the Wildcard, it might be copies of BattleTech that he signs.
Yeah.
Because he loves the BattleTech.
Either way, look, whatever they try to resell with our signatures on it, they will be selling at a net loss.
Yeah, it's actually going to cost them money to get rid of it.
Because they'll have to pay for like shipping and stuff.
Look, we will pay you to buy this item that was signed by a random YouTuber.
Listen, they ruined the rule book by scribbling all over it.
Yeah, but I just my BattleTech miniature game I brought back with me to Pennsylvania, and I'll just so I for sure making sure I can get it to North Carolina. I actually had a big dilemma on what to bring down to North Carolina in terms of wargaming, because just of the hours of driving, like for example my Dark Angels, I want to bring them down, but I have a few miles in there that I really enjoy that I don't want vibrating to pieces on an 8-hour road trip.
Yeah, that would be bad. That'd be bad.
I'm probably not going to bring them down there. If anything, I did take the paint I'm going to use for my custom Space Marine chapter down to here with me. I'm going to take that down. At the very least, I can do that. You know, paint up some models here and there as tests. But I think it's going to be like a Tau / or more of a BattleTech thing, because I have everything I need for BattleTech in the damn box, because that box set is awesome and comes with everything you need to play. So, we'll see how that goes. But as a random side note, I know I use these. I believe the Stark Lord and the Vet use them too. Those Micron pens.
I've used them once.
Yeah, they're snazzy.
They come in a variety of colors. Well, they have them for a bit, but I just found the assortment of colors in the really, really small size. Like I've had the assortment of colored pens from Micron, and it's brown, purple, red, green, blue, and then black in there. But I had it as this 0.5 size, which is small, but not small enough for some of the little like panel lines on the model.
And purity scrolls and all that.
But now they have them in 0.05, the smallest size that they have, which is a great size for everything.
Nice.
And it comes in every color. So
cool.
The reason I bring this up, because the black is perfect for doing Space Marines, like, purity seals and other stuff on Space Marines. These colors help. Instead of, like, for example, using a Space Marine shoulder pad, the inset, instead of using paint to make that shadow, if you paint, let's say, a gray Space Marine, you can just do the inset, just trace it with black, and you got it to look good.
Yeah, generally, any kind of lining that you want to do can be done with them pretty nicely.
Actually, I believe with those orcs that I painted for you, I believe I used the micro pen to do the black in their eyes.
Exactly. So multiple different things black is going to be good for. Now, for example, if you have a certain color scheme and you want to do the lining with a different shade of that color, you might be able to get away with one of these pens. The biggest thing that I like these pens for is that they don't. The Gundam pens that are out there are more like a paint pen, and they're kind of can be iffy to use. I tried it here and there in the past.
Yeah.
But the only thing they don't come in is white, these Micron pens. But you TAO players, for you set markings, can now have a much easier time writing it instead of trying to paint it.
Oh god, like I painted mine?
Yeah, like the colors. For example, I've seen in the TAO Codex green sept markings. There's a green Micron pen in different colors. And the thing is, the people who make the Micron pens, they make them in a multitude of sizes. I forget, from the smallest is 0.005. I forget the biggest. But they make, in those colors I listed already, all those sizes. So if you're trying to do something like TAO sept markings, for example, or even Eldar type of like scroll work.
The runes.
Yeah, runes and whatnot. Give these pens a try. It'll save you agony of going, oh my god, I can't paint this. Because, you need a real steady hand and a real fine brush with the correct consistency of paint to really get that kind of writing down as a paint. And actually writing it with a pen is just easier.
Here's my question. Because I like the black Micron pen. I've used it for a lot of stuff back in the day. I need to get a new one. But I tried using like red and blue a couple of times, and the other colors weren't really working too well for me. Have you used them and had success with them?
Yeah. I've been trying out the red, and I don't have a problem with the red. Now, clearly, these colors, you're gonna, depending upon what you're trying to do with them, you're gonna need to put down a lighter color where you want them.
Yeah.
So, like,
I think that might be my mistake with the red, because I tried to do, like, my Blood Ravens. I tried using Micron to do the whole symbol for them, and the black was great, but then I tried to put the red dot on there for the blood. It didn't come out well on the black ink, so I probably should have done the red first. You need to either put a brighter color where you want to do it. Like, the panel lines I'm trying to do, where the yellow is, it shows up great. Where the dark purple is, not so much. So if I just paint carefully the yellow, basically, you do what you try to avoid, which is get the color into the crack over there, into the panel line, and then you draw over it. Yeah, and then you'll be fine. But just check them out. It's they call them Pigma Micron pens. It's from Sakura of America.
Cool. Did you say Pigma?
Pigma.
Pigma. You mean like the enemy in Star Fox?
Yes, completely like that. Only it's supposed to be pigment, but it says Pigma.
Hippie!
But
God. Oh, you fast, Peppy, old pal.
Never do that again. Never do that again. Scared the hell out of me.
I believe you all need to do an aileron roll to get out of this issue.
So now, do a barrel roll.
Yeah, it wasn't a barrel roll in that game.
Oh, there was barrel roll.
Oh my god, I hate you so
much.
No,
that's not a barrel roll.
So there were barrels in that game.
Yeah, but not when they tell you to do it. You're doing a different type of roll.
It's a barrel roll.
No, it's not.
Easy enough to be a barrel roll. Doesn't matter what it actually is. Because you know what? It is a barrel roll. Because if you fly an army,
that was a barrel
roll. No, in Star Fox 64, that's an aileron roll. Watch the game theory on it. Barrel roll, you have to actually move out of positioning.
What kind of fish is an aileron roll?
When you do it. You can strafe when you do it.
Yeah.
So you can make it
I'm making all these sushi puns. I'm making.
I'm the only one hearing them.
I'm making them because I'm currently ordering sushi.
Oh, I hate you. Get me some sushi.
I'm fat.
However,
Suji.
No.
Yes.
No.
it very well may be a barrel because none of us flew a plane in that universe.
Right, they just used the wrong name
It's
for
true.
it.
That's true. An alternate dimension. I have
It's
an
an alternate
important.
dimension full of
Okay, guys, I'm having an.
anthropomorphic beasts that fly the R-wing that is both space.
Cybernetic animal people.
Some of them are.
Oh God, Stark Lord, look what you've started.
Some of them are, but it's flying the R-wing, which or whatever it is, that's both atmosphere and vacuum capable, without any real modifications at all. And who knows what the moves are? So it very well could be a barrel in their land. But because it's not exactly a standard plane. So, I mean,
I'm not going to have this argument. I'm just going to.
No, and plus,
you're already having the argument.
No, I'm just fine.
You started the argument.
Fine.
He did.
You started it.
The barrel roll
claiming there was no barrel
can be
rolls.
done while you move around, so it does fit the criteria. They're just teaching you in tutorial an easy way to do it.
Yeah, but like the spinny thing, that's not a barrel roll.
Look, they say do a barrel roll. It's a barrel roll.
No, you do like an outline of a barrel and a different position. Technically, you do a barrel roll. Like it's a big motion.
You can barrel roll.
That tight spin's a different type of roll.
You can barrel back into your position, so it all fits in Star Fox world. It doesn't matter what it actually is because these aren't atmospheric planes we're talking about.
It's true.
It changes when you talk about space-capable craft.
So, on that note, we are out of time. So, thank you all for watching. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. And until next time, Fearless Gamers, this is Matt the Vet.
The Stark Lord.
James the Wildcard.
And Matt the Clown.
Saying, take care.
And give us a table.
Yes.
I lied. I still like chocolate.